My motto has always been, why buy it when you can make it? And one of the cheapest ways to be able to make things is just to use stuff you already have in your house. So in this video, I'm going to show you 12 simple ways to reuse some of the things you may already have at home to help you spend less money on what you need. For months, my collection of nail polishes was just sitting in this empty cough drop bag on my dresser. I had just taped the corners of the bottom of the bag together, and it actually served as a pretty handy little makeshift bowl for a while. But of course, this is not sufficient as a long-term solution. So I cut some pieces out of a big cardboard box. I covered each piece with contact paper and then glued them all together with a combination of hot glue and E6000 glue. I added some nano tape to the back, and of course you can use command strips instead if you prefer. And now I have a nice sturdy nail polish rack. I can see everything I have, and it gives me easy access to all my manicuring tools. And a link is in the description for a full tutorial. And while we're talking about nail polish, I grabbed this empty prescription bottle and half of a scrubby sponge that I had under my sink. I cut it in half and then turned the scrubby side to the middle. I slid them both into the prescription bottle and poured in the last of this nail polish remover. And since prescription bottles aren't necessarily airtight, I did cover it with plastic wrap. But this just works so fast at taking off the nail polish because the scrubby side helps to remove it even quicker. It's convenient. It can help me spend a lot less on cotton balls, and of course it didn't cost me any extra money. I always like the nail polish remover and sponge in a jar because you can remove the polish from just one finger if that's the only one that you messed up without ruining all of the rest of your nails that are already polished. Don't you hate it when you're washing your face and the water is just running down your forearms towards your elbows? It is so annoying. And I saw this head and wristband set at the store, and it was cute, but of course in true Joy fashion, I said, please, I can make that. So I went home and grabbed these old socks. I cut the ribbed portion off, rolled them down, and made my own wristbands. And no, they're not as cute, but they definitely did the job, and nobody's standing there watching me wash my face anyway. And of course, if you want them to be fuzzy, you can just use some old fuzzy socks. A couple of people in my house kept getting injured on this shelf, so I took a pool noodle and I just sliced it down one side and slid it on the edge of the shelf, just for a little extra protection against further injuries. I really like using empty foil rolls and plastic wrap rolls because they tend to be a lot stronger and sturdier than paper towel rolls. And one of the ways that I like to use foil rolls, and for one of the reasons, is because they're a lot smaller in circumference, but I like to cut them lengthwise and then stuff them with plastic bags and then put them on hangers so that I can have crease-free pants hanging. You know, I like for my clothes to look ironed without actually having to iron. And I just stuffed the plastic bag inside of the tube to keep it from spinning around and causing my pants to fall off. You can also use 1 or 2 paper towel or foil rolls to stand your boots up and keep them upright in the closet. It helps them look a little neater and prevent those ankle creases. Here I took some empty toilet tissue rolls, cut them in varying heights, and covered them with some vinyl that I had gotten from the Dollar Tree a couple years ago. I glued them into the bottom of a box that I had, and then I used it to store my flash drives and paper clips and glue and other supplies that I had on my desk. A few years ago, I grabbed one of these microfiber cloths from the Dollar Tree because I wanted to make a little customized decor item. So I folded the cloth over and then sealed up all but one corner with stitch witchery or hem tape. I ironed on some vinyl that I had cut out on my Cricut, and then I stuffed it with some stretched cotton balls just to make a really cute little throw pillow for my bed. A few months ago, I had my daughter to sew some elastic to the pillow so that I could put it on my desk chair for more back support. Small crevices around my house are where dust particles go to start brand new civilizations. So I like to grab cotton swabs for those tight spots like the spaces between keyboard keys, inside picture frame corners, faucet fixtures, and of course you can use your normal cloth for big surfaces, but for really getting in those tight spots, cotton swabs really do the trick. You know, there's no need to use up clean sheets of notebook paper for a simple to-do or grocery list. Here's something my grandmom used to do. After you open your mail and you toss the junk or you set aside the bills, you can just use the blank backs of the envelopes instead. Set them aside in a basket or use one of the bigger envelopes to hold the smaller envelopes and then pin it to a cork board in the kitchen or keep them wherever you like to make your lists. A few weeks ago, I was putting on my watch and the little loop thing that keeps your strap flat fell off my watch. And my first thought was, oh man, now I need to go buy some new watch straps. But then my second thought was I probably have something around the house that I can use to fix it. So I remembered I have these little hair rubber bands that I used to put on my daughter's hair. And I just put one on the buckle end of the strap and was able to slide the strap right in there and it held it in place. And it's not a long-term solution, but it definitely gives me a little bit more time before I have to go out and buy new watch straps. I used to keep my gummy multivitamins in this pill case, but kept finding that by the end of the week, my multivitamins were a little hard. So I found a different use for it. I found that it works really great to store my rings and small jewelry items when I'm traveling. But it also works really well for sorting and storing small items like buttons or beads or small screws or anything really small that you have in your house that needs to be sorted and stored. These little pill cases work really well for those.